All right, welcome back. State of Arrest. I'm William Moore. We've got William Dorenzo, Chris O'Toole. And today we're going to talk about this botched DUI investigation that took place in Broward County. I mean, it was so bad. First of all, when you are charged with driving under the influence and you've hit someone, been in an accident, killed someone, how much evidence has to be established that you caused the accident, guys?
Has to be cause or contribute to the cause, and 1% contribution is all you need.
You love your he loves putting things into percentages. I do too, but it could even be in any way. It's who's the question for?
Failed to use a blinker.
That's something that we talk about from time to
Right?
time. We're waiting for that case to come around. Failure to use a blinker, which could lead to a death. I mean, it could, right? And if your failure to use the blinker was due to the fact
that you
or
were
it could be
impaired.
argued by the staff.
Very clever.
Right.
It's clever.
Been in this business for a while.
Right?
I mean, how long has it been since we were escorted out of the state attorney's office in handcuffs?
I think you left in 2000, 99.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And but
I remember because I raided your desk with all the evidence that was in
I
there.
should have waited. I should have waited to make my move until after yours, because I would have raided your desk. You had a lot of good stuff.
That
in
was
that
the
office.
mother load.
That was the mother load.
I still have. I'm still selling
States
things.
exhibit. States exhibit. States
Listen,
exhibit.
The story is that the stuff was in the ceiling tiles above your desk.
No, actually,
Wasn't in the
was
desk.
that mine? Yeah, it was
I heard a
right.
ceiling tile story.
Ceiling tiles
No,
were
put this
4
out there,
cases
though,
that you
because that
dismissed.
stuff may still be up in the ceiling tiles.
That's true.
Right, but
What's the statute of limitations?
on no, that's still public policy. We're going to talk
I
about.
think if it hasn't come back now, you're in good
I'm
shape.
good, okay.
Yeah, you're good.
We're good.
You're looking what?
You know what? The building is.
We tried more cases.
Yeah, it's condemned.
condemned
We
now.
tried more cases as government employees, and the fact of the matter is that we handled a lot of evidence. I certainly handled a lot of evidence because in let's see, defense work. In my first first 4 years, no convictions, but that's with 3 years as a prosecutor.
How many
That's a
cases
joke.
did you have as a public defender?
12. 12 back to
12
back.
trials?
Yeah, 12.
Okay.
Hat trick of hat tricks.
That's
Wasn't
nice.
this- yeah.
That's good.
And a few more. And the both of you are definitely, I mean, Bill was so good, he actually
He never had
consulted police
evidence.
officers on evidence collection, which is why we should be
Yes.
talking to you about this evidence, the gathering techniques.
Well, I don't think they gathered any evidence. I think they left it all at the scene, or it all got washed away, or whatever happened to it.
Right. Due to, right out of law school, we're thrown right into the DUI prosecution game.
You got it.
Right.
Yes.
I wasn't. I was doing more felonies, but not. You guys were killing it, prosecuting DUIs. Right out of law school, and they didn't give you any training back then. I don't know what it's like.
I lost
right
my
now.
first 3 and then won my next 40 in a row.
I remember
Yeah.
the stairwell. You just won another one. It was
Yeah.
so funny. There's no lack of cockiness in this room, but you've both seen a lot of DUI. Just first DUI, probable cause affidavits.
It's at least 3-4 pages.
Right. We'll take. I'm going to put this one on the screen for the viewers. They really just minimize this. Go ahead. Hold it up, Chris. This.
Here you go. Here's a PC affidavit for a DUI.
Okay.
Not normal.
And it mentions the fact that there was a death. That's because it was filed as a misdemeanor, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I'm sure this was something that was done after the fact, that once that they knew what was going on, and they said, okay, I just need a probable cause affidavit so I can file the misdemeanor charges.
I'm
So
sure
that
it was done
that's-
after the fact.
No.
Yeah. You know what's funny
Because
is
we could always look at the date.
is both this says that both victims were in defendant's vehicle and they both died. It could be
Yeah.
the person in the person's vehicle.
Absolutely.
Defendant's vehicle.
Makes
It doesn't have
no
to be somebody
difference.
else who died.
Yeah, no.
Right. And it's
Could be
always
a
the driver
passenger,
that lives.
Yeah, it could be a
It's
passenger.
always
yeah,
the
it
driver.
The
is.
driver that lives. Minor injuries and their
doesn't get
friends are
injured.
killed. What a terrible situation to be in. I know. What a nightmare. I mean, for all parties. And prosecutors
Yeah.
in this county
It's
aren't
sad.
thrilled that.
Yeah, that's these cases are horrible on both sides.
Mhm.
And as they say, I think somebody else said it. It was a perfect storm in this case.
A perfect storm for the defense. First of all,
Yeah.
you get this probable cause
And for the
affidavit that's sort of like, okay. Look, if they did it after the fact, why did they mention the fact that there was a a death. If it's not needed as an element, probable cause is to establish what you need to hold someone, the elements of a crime. That must have been to appease the family.
They took it from DUI manslaughter, made it just a DUI, and then put, oh, there's a death. Why? Why do you need it?
Right. I mean, it's not like there's a civil. What's a good thing? You'll see who's wearing the nicest suit in the room. And it's Chris O'Toole in his work doing civil in something like this. Wouldn't it have been great
I don't even have a
if you were
suit.
going to sue the insurance company for the defendant, for the driver in this case, and all the investigative work was done and all right there on your desk?
Well, think about it. If I sue as a civil lawyer, the police screwed my case up too.
Totally.
Because they didn't do any of the markings on the road because the rain washed it away. And so why couldn't they just go back the next morning and spray paint? You know, they messed this up.
Something.
There's nothing to reconstruct.
Nothing that could point to any form of liability. And what are the penalties? So what kind of penalties did this person dodge? They dodged years in prison if they would have been convicted.
DUI manslaughter is a second-degree felony, looking at 15 years, looking at a 4-year minimum mandatory, looking at a permanent driver's license revocation. And you go down to a first-time DUI in county court, you're looking at 6 months of probation and a 6-month driver's license revocation.
I actually have the some of the pleadings. I went digging in this case, to tell you the truth. We were going to have the topic of the show. But first and foremost, the 30 days that this defendant served was challenged because most first DUIs don't get sentenced to 30 days. That was denied. But you know where else they screwed up? They kept screwing up in this case. And I didn't mention this before, but one part of the sentence was that the defendant go and talk to students.
150 hours or something like that.
150 hours talking to students about how they messed up and they killed somebody and they had to... First of all, that's kind of bad in theory because, hey kids, I got wasted, I ran someone over. Oh, I didn't run someone over. My friends died because of me. And I had to spend 30 days in jail.
Because I didn't hit a bush right afterwards.
Right, that's going to stick with the kids. All right, I can do these 30 days. Come on, I'm going to drink time. No, but you can't go and talk to kids when you've been convicted of a crime in Broward County or really anywhere anymore because the school system no longer wants convicted felons or people have convicted of egregious or...
You're right about that, yeah.
They don't let them.
Maybe
There's
their
no
lawyer
schools.
could go in and talk.
Well, we know the lawyer. We won't go in.
Well, he might. He might blend in.
You know, I tried that before. Judge, take me in instead of my client because they're. Really
take me in.
And they're all too obliged. You know what? I think that I'm going to honor your request, Mr. Moore.
Is that how they talk? Yes, sir.
There's a couple ways that they talk. I think that we're going to honor your request, or it's I really think we're going to honor your request. Right, but nothing. And the sentence is even lacking. And so right now in this case, there's a motion on the table to modify the sentence.
What are they asking for?
That the 150 hours
to be taken
off.
How is that even a requirement? Was that even legal?
Was this a sentence or a negotiated plea?
See,
I feel like I'm in court.
That's why he did not get kicked out of the prosecutor's office.
This is why we can get into the brains of the prosecutors because Bill has a whole database of this. Judge, the defendant knew what they can't do it. Well, it's a violation of probation. It was negotiated. I'm sure
I would think it would be negotiated, right?
Sure.
I mean, it's like, hey, listen, we're not going to charge you with DUI manslaughter. We're not going to charge you with this. We're going to drop it. Here's what we want. We want 30 days in jail. We want you to do that. I would assume
totally.
It's all negotiated.
Right, and this is exactly how it plays out because from a defense standpoint, okay, my client could have been facing DUI manslaughter. And now I'm pleading to a misdemeanor. Sure, the 150 hours.
He could still get 6 months in jail.
And then you lock in that plea.
Yep.
And then you come back and you attack it, which is exactly what was done. Then the 30 days in jail was attacked. Now the 150 hours.
He can never be punished
attacked.
beyond that.
Right? Sometimes you don't negotiate right there in the courtroom beforehand, especially in a case
clever,
like this. Yeah. I don't know if this is a good deal for my client.
Yep.
Misdemeanor DUI as opposed to DUI manslaughter.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Right. So.
No, it's a great deal, and then you attack it later. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, but I mean, how easy is it to attack? First of all, I don't know how much work had to go into attacking They just couldn't make a case.
Well, how? Yeah, I mean, the attorney didn't have much job to do.
That
The
probable
police
cause
didn't spray paint anything on the road, so they couldn't reconstruct how the accident happened.
Something on the road. Give
Just
us
because
some-
you're drinking and driving doesn't mean you're guilty of the manslaughter.
Right.
Because unless you didn't use your blinker.
But for all intents and purposes, most part, they something. There's some evidence, and I bet there would have been here.
Well, apparently, according to what we know there, they had conflicting, I guess I don't know if it was reports. They had, the Lauderdale Police Department had one car going 71, and then an expert looked at, I guess, whatever they had and had the car going 57. So, I don't know where they got that stuff from, but I did hear that. So there's conflicting reports on
They couldn't give you
speeds.
speed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you
Yeah,
can't get a
makes me
speed,
crazy.
then you're in trouble.
And you can't even get vehicular homicide. You can't get anything
Yeah.
without speed.
Why don't these cases walk into our office? We have to
Yeah.
work to get these
No,
these
I
downs.
I get the
not
guy with the
guilties.
black box and
I
and,
know.
yeah.
Exactly.
and the .2 breath.
Right, that had the
blood.
dash cam going and
Yeah.
recording, and it was, they were making a reality show, so there's cameras on them everywhere.
Because
We still get the same result,
we're
but
good
I mean,
at what
in
we
this
do,
case,
that's fine.
And the video of the car driving down the street.
No, that gets lost.
Oh,
I could just
I
see
guess that
so
could
and so
happen.
signing this case up. Look, this is going to be the legal fee because there was a death. You're looking at this. Had this been a misdemeanor, you'd be looking at just a couple $100. Then the state says, "Listen, we're going to file a misdemeanor."
Right?
The attorney so it's like, what?
Right. You just cost me 50
Right,
grand.
exactly. After they run it through the Square
Right.
account on their phone.
That's funny.
So yeah, but no, good defense work here. But I think they threw in the towel beforehand, as evidenced by. Hold it up for us.
One page, not even, it's a paragraph
Paragraph.
of PC.
What did they censor on that thing? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, what did they censor? Oh, the name
For
of the
more
victim.
information,
Yeah.
you can just look anywhere online or on the Sun Sentinel or any
Right.
Associated Press.
Right?
Right. Exactly. Holy smoke.
Yeah. That's what they're supposed to do right there.
They're supposed to. Oh,
You see?
nice.
That's in my case. It's
Exactly.
supposed to show the spray paint on the ground, and they didn't do it.
Yeah.
It just washed
maybe they
away
did.
by
It
the
just
rain.
washed away.
Yeah.
You know?
Preservation of evidence is a big deal.
I didn't know they're supposed to use nails if they can't do the spray paint though.
Maybe
Not
that's
supposed
to
to
mark the evidence. If there's a bumper over here.
There's
or
90 pieces. They would have to spend all night putting nails.
No
in.
remnants of the spray paint.
Now let me ask you: do they use an electric nail gun, or do they have to hammer them in with a hammer?
Whatever it takes.
No way the police are nailing those in with the hammer.
Yeah.
No way.
They are after this mess.
They're going to
Do
need to
you
get
think?
one of those
Yeah.
battery
Yeah.
operated.
I don't know.
Well, you know what another funny thing is in this case where they botched the investigation. I think the lead investigator is no longer employed. The crime scene tech is no longer employed. The supervisor on
Serious?
scene is no longer employed.
Are you kidding me, Bill Dorenzo?
Yeah, but that's
Which department was
It's
it?
not based on the investigation.
just
They're
a history of.
No, they retired or they went somewhere else or something happened. It's not. They didn't get fired as a result of this investigation.
This is a
They just
defense
happened-
attorney's dream.
They just happen to no longer be employed. 3 key players in the investigation are no longer employed.
Wow.
So the moral is, if you're going to get a DUI manslaughter, do it with 3 people about to retire, and it's raining.
Right. This has been a good run, but after that last investigation, I'm out. I'd be out too.
Yeah, I think I'd retire
I'd
if
be
I
out
screwed
too.
up like that.
Oh, it's not so bad. A lot of people figure that you could spray paint during the middle of a storm and preserve evidence.
Right?
You're right.
Yeah.
You could have taken
Yeah.
some pictures with your iPhone just because you didn't have this standard issued. We don't have a standard issue.
Whose voice is that you're doing? 'Cause I remember you did the judge's voice earlier.
Mr. Moore, I'm going to oblige you on your request. Can you come up here and put these half spray painted red handcuffs on you? No one has any idea what we're talking about, right?
I got you.
Yeah.
I handcuffed Ryan in
Broward
court
County.
many times at those.
Criminal justice system. Spray painted all the handcuffs.
Remember when I
used in the
handcuffed
courthouse
you in
room.
court?
Spray painted them. And it's coming off. And, I was about to say it doesn't rain inside the Broward County Courthouse, but it used to.
It's not true.
Oh my
Yeah,
God! It
used to.
How do you
definitely
think the
has.
mold got there?
Oh my
The
God!
mold was there long
Used to
before.
rain in there a lot.
Yeah, exactly. It basically is.
I think it's rained inside the new one also.
I think
Yes.
that FAU is using it as a giant petri dish for the students to conduct.
You know what? Because you can still walk in the new courthouse now and see sections of drywall missing.
Totally.
They're still missing.
Totally.
Yes.
And it's
Yeah.
like,
But there's still paint on the handcuffs.
Yeah, the handcuffs
It's still a
still-
survive
yeah,
for the most
yeah.
part. I know. I've gotten a close up look at him in front of Shapiro. How you doing, Judge
Brother
Shapiro?
Shapiro.
Where
Is
you
that who
been?
talked like that?
No.
Mr. Moore?
Oh,
Mr. Moore.
is that who he was doing?
That's divisions. All right, we're out of here. Thanks for listening, everybody. Bill, Chris, till next time.